Hey everyone, my name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value. If you like making money, this channel's for you. Uh, we look at undervalued commodities, undervalued assets, and then we tear it up. that's, that's it's that simple. We find them, we exploit them, and then we invest in them, and then you wait for the appreciation of those assets. So if that sounds interesting to you, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up for this content. I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. There's some questions here, and I know a lot of people they want to chase price. It's naturally inside of us to chase things, look at things that are shiny, go after loud noises. I understand. The question here is, what are your thoughts on Bitcoin? I know it's pretty speculative still. I actually sold my last little bit at 57K over the weekend, made 10,000 on the trade since December. I already have 20% of my net in equities, and I'm way over that in physical metal. I'm debating on holding the cash for opportunities, but I don't have any base metal stock. So my thoughts on Bitcoin first. What makes me very leery on Bitcoin is I don't know how to value it. And that is what's really keeping me from putting a bunch of money in there. And I don't chase. Bitcoin is very high right now in terms of relative price and the history of that price. That's what I mean by high, because I don't know how to value this thing. And I don't know why Bitcoin was created in the beginning. Is it trying to be a currency? Is it trying to be something that people can exchange value between people? And if it is, why does it use so much energy? It's like the crappiest system that's ever been developed for exchanging things. Why would you use so much energy? Why not go to Hashgraph, which is a better format, uses far less energy? And another question, why do you want every transaction to be documented? I see that as a negative. I mean, if I want to be off the grid, I want to be off the grid. That's on the grid. That by definition is the grid. Like, you have to have a grid for that to work. And I understand people, they want the ease of use, and that makes sense. And they want to be out of the dollar, but if that competes with the dollar, they're just going to shut it down. I mean, they'll make it illegal, they'll tax the living heck out of it, whatever they can do, they'll do it. You can't compete with the main currency. So I don't know exactly what it's trying to be, and if it's trying to be a currency and it's successful, they'll just shut it down. So that's my opinion on it. If it's not trying to be a currency, then what is it exactly is? And why are they mimicking like it's gold? Bitcoin's the digital gold. Well, maybe could you say that in reverse? Is gold the digital Bitcoin? I mean, what? I don't know. And then for don't have any base metal stocks. It depends on how speculative you guys want to get. I put a large chunk in the diversified mining companies. They basically mine all of the base metals that we want them to mine. That's silver, zinc, iron. We've got tin. A lot. Some of these, they have a lot of everything. And last bull market, they went up 20x plus. So with the return that large and the dividends that they were paying at the time that I purchased them, they were paying over 8% dividends. I just thought it was like, this is free money. And they're increasing their dividends. If you've been listening to their earnings calls, they're talking about massive record increasing dividends. And this is at the beginning of the bull market. I can't imagine what's going to happen 5-10 years from now. I mean, they're going to be paying massively on the money that I put in today. I could have 30, 40, 50% dividends on the money that I put in before the breakouts on BHP, VALE, SOUHY, NILSY, and RIO, RIO. Those are the ones that I own, if you're interested. The other ones are all more speculative. They're going to be smaller. And I don't know too many small copper companies that are that successful, because typically these copper mines are gigantic. They're massive. So they produce massive amounts of copper. And in the future, that might be different. Maybe we do smaller copper mines, and we probably will have to. And if you see that, you know that you're running out of copper in the world. I mean, you really are if you're having to go after smaller and smaller and smaller mines, which we're doing. Same with silver, same with all these other ones. So we're also going after lower and lower ore grades. It means that the good stuff's gone. What that means, so if you step back, if you were just to say, okay, let me look at the entire picture here. We have Oil is used as an energy source for all of these mining materials. We're going after lower and lower ore grades. We're going after smaller and smaller projects and deposits. This is going to take more energy. And what we're going to see, hopefully I can do this, we're going to see a ramp in energy that's exponential like this when we try to exponentially increase the production of these minerals. That, I think, is where the opportunity is in the energy. And the minerals, what I like to do is just buy the physical metal of it. Just have it. I'm not saying go buy a bunch of copper or something. I'm saying buy platinum, buy the ones that you can store a lot of wealth density in it. And over time, what's going to happen is your production costs are going to go ramping higher. That's your cost curve. Your cost curve is just going to continue to go higher and higher and higher as you extract more difficult things and it's more energy intensive. And if your energy is going up, what's going to happen is your margins in the mining companies, let's say they're here, they may expand a bunch in the beginning when the price goes up, and then when energy goes up, they're going to contract again. So you might not make much more, you might not make more money in terms of margins on some of these diversified mining companies. You want to be in the royalty companies because they don't have the input costs, and they're gonna make their money off of the price moving up on top of the growth of that production. So I think the royalty companies are superior in terms of some of the mining companies. The mining companies, since they have that, they're subject to that rising energy costs. I say skip them and go to the energy side of it. So buy the oil, buy the uranium, buy the energy producing companies. So I think that's where the gains are. And if you have like solar and wind turbine, remember all their input costs are going to continue to go up. So you want to keep going back and back and back to where the input costs are. That's the source of the wealth, if that makes sense. I think oil is an absolute huge opportunity, and you'll see my portfolios and what I'm overweighted in. I'm overweighted in energy. I do have some in a lot of royalty companies as well. And I think that's where the money's going to be made. And that's why you pay a premium for the royalty companies, because that business model is superior. So that's where I like to kind of hang out, are in those areas. And I think the royalty companies is a great way to play gold or silver or even copper. And that's why you'll see in my portfolio why I'm overweight in the royalty sectors and not necessarily overweight in the mining companies. So that's my opinion on the base metal stocks. Bitcoin, if you guys want, I can do more charting on those I was going to say stocks, and it's not really stocks, on the cryptocurrencies. I don't even know what they are. It's a string of zeros and ones that we perceive as wealth that were mined through mathematical equations. That's kind of weird to say that these zeros and ones have value. But if you want me to chart it, I mean, we can absolutely rip the face off of Bitcoin and cryptos, because I think I'm a pretty good technical analyst. And I mean, if you want, I can chart these things and we can just absolutely scalp the living heck out of it if you want to. But I'm going after, I think silver is going to be big. And I also think oil is going to be big. And I think uranium is going to be big. It's going to be much larger than the previous bull markets. I've released videos on what that looks like. So look for those videos coming out, previous bull markets and what I think about this one coming up. Look at my portfolio, see what I'm doing. And this is kind of the reasoning, some of the reasoning, more reasoning behind it, of why I'm positioning the way I am. If you guys like this content, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave comments below on what you guys think. Do you want me to start doing cryptocurrency charting? I can do that for you. And I need it to be kind of overwhelming. Perhaps I'll put a poll on it. So I'll put a poll out there. You guys can fill out the poll, and if it's overwhelming majority, I'll do it for you guys. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.